remind you that it's a numbers game. I really want you guys to be thinking about this. I told you I always try to bring 5 business cards in my pocket, and you check that out. It says 10 minimum contacts, 6 days a week equals 60. 48 work weeks times 60 contacts equals 2,880. 1% of that equals 29 transactions equals $500,000 in gross commission income. And trust me, you guys, you don't. Yes, you should learn your scripts and you should know what to say and all that. But I'll tell you, you'll probably be out there one day on a call or door knocking, and maybe you'll just like freeze. And the people will be like, yeah, I want to sell my house, you know? So just by doing the numbers, it can happen. So just something that I wanted to, instill in your mind and plant the seed that if you just talk to 10 people a day, that something's going to happen and it'll lead to that. So, all right, get 7% commission on every listing for the rest of your life. And the rest of your career, right? Let me exit out of here and go to the actual slides. All right, so should I maybe, we'll be fine. All right, so they started with a quote from the CEO of Coldwell Banker. He says, real estate is an incredibly competitive profession. So let me see, am I going there? Okay, getting 7% commission. The way you present this technique and the way you arrange your numbers makes all the difference. Well, one of the things, guys, that I thought in my head is this. The way that they split it is you pay yourself 3% on the listing side and you pay 4% on the buyer side. And I know that right now when I said that, maybe your mind kind of fought that. Well, why am I going to get less commission? Well, you know what? It's just entertain the thought. But here's what I thought in my head. What is the average commission right now to a buyer's agent? 2%. So if you offer 4%, that's like making 2 sales out of 1, right? So who's not going to want to show that house and be there and fight to get their offer accepted on it, right? So just keep that in your mind, right? So, yeah.
Ben, when you start thinking about it, how many of you guys, when you're got a buyer, you're looking for some listings in the MLS, does anybody ever look at what the commission is? Anybody?
I know people that...
Is that like the last thing you look at, or you don't ever look
yeah,
at?
Yeah. John, I used to know a guy that wouldn't show anything under 3%. Anything. And then if like the client told him, hey, want to go see this house? And he'd look and it's like 2 or 2.5. He'd go, hey, yeah, that house, I could show it to you, but you're going to have to make up the 3% because they're only offering 2.5. And he would get it. He would get it. So anyways, all right, get 95% of the listing presentations you make and get those listings at 7% or more, and possibly get a commission override. And I'll explain that in a second here. So most listing agents price homes knowing that there's going to be negotiation. Usually, we expect that it's going to be overbid, or sometimes it might be, they might offer a little bit less. So, come on. Okay, so right now he says that it's being negotiated at like 2 to 6% of list price on most listings, right? So in normal markets, 90% of all initial offers are for some number other than the full price, and the accepted offer is somewhere between the list and the initial offer. So he just gives an example there. Of 470 to 490. So usually the magic number is that middle one at 480. So. All right. So as unfortunate as it is, buyer's agents in particular favor homes that have higher percentages in terms of commissions, right? So I remember some agents will look at the picture on the MLS and then hit their mouse to where it goes all the way down to the commission and then skip the property if it's like 2%, right? Or 1.5%. So many make certain homes priorities in terms of showing based on the buying side commission. So the other industry fact is some agents do listing presentations relying on the only tool they have to get the listing, and that's cutting their commission, right? Lately, that's why we see 2% commissions out there, is because people are like, man, I don't want to compete. I'm not going to fight for 6%, so I'll just reduce my commission to 4%, and they'll agree, right? So that's probably the only tool. So just keep 7 in the top of your head, okay? So here we go. So what they say is, let's say you went out to the property and you're gonna ask $750, add 1% to that price. So instead, you do 757.5, right? So your comp is 495, for example. You add 1%, 49.50. So now it's 499.950, right? So you're telling your seller, hey, you know what? We're gonna do a 7% commission, but we're gonna add 1% to the price so it covers itself. Is that fair? Who's gonna say no to that? They're gonna be like, wow, it pays for itself. Well, what is that gonna do? Well, it's gonna create a buzzer on your listing and probably get a bidding war going, and it's probably gonna sell for more than what I'm predicting here. But all right, so now it says 93% of 499 equals 464,953. 95%, 470. The 5% is 5,296 more, but, and here's the examples. The 7% listing gets immediate full price offers from eager buyers agents wanting the 4%, creating either a full price sell or a bidding war from buyers who've been convinced that this is the best home for them by their buyer's agent. This also happens extremely fast with no negotiation and makes this house the hottest house on the market. Guys, after we're done today, go on the MLS, put Cypress in, and look at the commissions. I guarantee you the highest is going to be 3%. There's no 3.5 or 4% in there. I guarantee it. It's going to be very rare. So 4%, I mean, that's like, man, that's like a unicorn. So, all right. So negotiated price, so if you got it at just full price, it says $499. After commissions, you at 7%, it'd be $464, right? So the bidding war price of $499.950 plus the 2% is $509,949. So after the commissions, $474. So do you guys see that? In the bidding war, the seller ends up netting more than a 5% listing, even after paying the 7%. So if you show these stats to the client, they're going to start leaning more towards it, right? If it pays for itself. So the 5% listing gets negotiations-based offers that typically start between 2 to 6% below the listed price of $495. The agents negotiate the price to approximately 4% below list. The negotiation takes time and runs the risk of two sides not coming to an agreement upon price, in which case the home may be on the market for longer than 30 to 60 days, creating a situation where the offers get even lower, right? So the longer your listings sit, the lower the offers are going to get. So this is after a 4% commission, after a 5%, right? So somebody that listed at a lower commission. So 3 of the listing side, 4 of the buyer side is going to make the difference for you, right? Buyer's agents are going to be like, wow. And then Nancy is going to be like, 4%? Here's what Nancy's going to do. She's going to be running to show that, right? So, all right. So, there you go. Look, big bag of money. All right. So, check. So, 4%, we saw that. So, the 7% listing gets immediate full price offers from the eager buyer's agents wanting the 4%, creating full price sale, or a bidding war from the buyers who have been convinced it's the best home for them. This also happens extremely fast with very little negotiation. So, here it gives you the examples, right? $499,950 minus 7%, $464,953 bidding war price. So would you guys say that on average, probably bidding wars increase the value by like another 2%, maybe, right? So there it shows you that it went from $499 to $509, which is not a lot, but see that after the 7%, it still nets more than a 5% listing. You see that? So it's pretty. If you show these slides to, or some of them to your clients, it'll make sense. So, all right. So the other agent at 5% got $451. You're listing at 7%. You listed at $464,953, and because of a bidding war, it went up to $474,252. And then it shows you the commission amounts, right? So wouldn't you like to get this instead of this or this, right? I mean, that's way better. So, all right, moving on. So here you go. So probably your seller's going to go, well, what if it doesn't work, right? Because usually that's what they're going to say. So here you go, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. If we go with my plan and we do not, and I said this to Marjorie, you guys, yesterday, because she's kind of exhausted all of her, thoughts or ideas on getting her listing sold. I think they already reduced it 100,000, and it's still not moving. And I said to her, why don't you do the 7% listing, right? And she's like, no, that's not going to work. The seller's not going to go for it and whatnot. But I said, why not offer this? I said, Mr. Seller, if with my plan we do not get the offers that are commensurate with what I have detailed here, I will go back into the MLS and change the listing to $499 with 5% commission, just like the other agents. Is that ethically allowable and legal? Yeah, it is, you guys. So you can put 7% out there, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't create a buzz, then, you know, that's it. I made the mistake. Tim Rush told me this when we were at Mike Ferry. He goes, hey, your listing's not moving in Norwalk. He goes, rather than do a price reduction, do a commission increase, right? But here's where I failed. I only went up to 3% from 2%. So it didn't create a buzz. If I would have done 4, that would have made a difference, you know? So that's the thing, is just 4 is really drastic. So you know what? I will do one better. If my 7% plan does not work, I will go back and relist the house for $495, but I will list it for a total of 4% commission, where I take only 1% and 3 goes to the buyer's agent. Now, they said on this, you know, a lot of agents are like, oh my gosh, 4%. No, man, how am I only going to get 1 point for myself, right? And he goes, trust me, your thing at 4% is going to work. At 7, it's going to work. So these are just the objection handlers, but it's not really what you're, I mean, you could go back to this on if it failed, but the chances of it succeeding are very high. So thus, if my plan does not work, you still make more money over the other agents. But if my plan does work, you make a lot more money over the other agents. So how to get a commission override. Here's another thing that he said, right? So he did this, John. He goes, John, I'll give you this if you give me $10.
Do I have to?
If you give me $10, I'll give you this.
I have $10.
Yeah? All right. Anthony, will you give me 20?
Yeah, I'll give you 20.
Bob, would you give me 30?
I can't see what it is.
$100 bill.
Lend me.
$100 bill. Would you give me 30?
You sure?
All right. Nancy, would you give me 40? Olivia, $50? 50 for 100? All right. So basically he's saying anybody will give you, you know, little money to get big money, right? If somebody went around and said, hey man, I'll give you 10 $100 bills for $100, you'd be all over it, right? You'd wonder what's going on here, what's the catch, right? So anyways, the commission override is this, is basically, Mr. and Mr. Seller, if and when my plan does work, if I can negotiate your house into a bidding war where we achieve a price in excess of my already high listing price, would you say I have more than done my job as a listing agent? Of course you have, man. You got me more money? Yeah, sure. So then he says, if that is the case, would you agree to a commission override beyond, right? What does it say? Beyond a sales price, price point, right? So for example, if I sell your house for 3% above the, I'm sorry, I can't read through the gas, above its already high listing price, would you share that information? Sorry, would you share that incremental 3% with me at only 10% of it to me? So yet 90% of it to you, right? So he's saying that for every $10, for every 100 that he gets them, they share 10% with him. Now you might not go for this one, right? You might not do it. Your seller might not do it. But hey, I mean, it's a thing out there, right? It's thinking outside of the box. So anyways, I would probably stick just with the 7, right? But anyways, he's saying, you know, you could offer that too. And then he's got a video, but unfortunately I couldn't play it for some reason. But he's doing that. So here, we're gonna handle one more objection, you guys. So let's kind of pass by on the override. Well, that's an actual guy telling him, hey man, the 7% worked, right? And he's saying, hey, I think he tells him, can we do some of this, some of your seminar in my office? So, all right. So anyways, there's also spreadsheets. If you guys want a copy of the spreadsheet, I will email it to you. Those were not included in the $195 that he charged us, that he said he would. But anyways, but they're pretty cool because you just put in the price of what you were gonna price the property at, and then it shows you at the different commissions, everything, what the outcomes will be.
Which class is this?
This is Career Compass 7% listing.
They're at Oak
Uh huh.
There's an agent, Kirby,
Mhm.
who teaches this, but it's slightly different.
Yeah.
Because I took a class on this.
Okay.
7% listing, and I have a friend who does this only.
Yeah.
All her listings, she only does 7%.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on, because for me, I noticed, like the way he does it is he first wants to know what the seller needs to walk away with.
Yeah.
And he builds on top of that. Right?
Got it.
But for certain sellers, they don't have very much room, and like if you build on top of that, you're going to be like way above the market.
Yeah.
Now. And so, like, what's your thoughts on adjusting?
So here's the next slide. Look at that. Look at the next slide. This won't work. It won't appraise, right? You're saying that they're already kind of like, right? They're already above the market almost and whatnot. So they explain this here. So he goes, all right, here's somebody that said I'm in for list plus 15,000, right? Overbid, right? And he's like, okay, plus 10 grand, the next guy, right? And then we'll give you full price. So basically, he says, I'm gonna ask this agent, right? Is your client fully approved? Yes. Are they willing to? Do they have all the funds? Yes. And do they have extra cash to cover the difference, the gap, if it doesn't appraise? And if they do, then he'll open up escrow with them. If they don't, he'll call the next agent and ask them if they have all of that. So he's making sure up front that they'll be able to cover the difference. And because the house has such a buzz, he's able to have them remove their appraisal contingency.
But do you think it's going to work in the market now? Because houses, only specific ones, like
Mhm.
perfect turnkey ones create buzz.
Yeah.
But average ones, they're not creating buzzes.
Yeah, maybe if it's not like really turnkey, it might not, but I would still try it. Remember,
Well, like in that class, like he had a whole formula. It wasn't just about this. Like it's like getting him ready,
Mhm.
staging, and all this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
If you don't have a seller who's on board to do all of that, then you remember how we were talking about the recipe? Like sometimes some people will think like they can make a chocolate chip cookie without the chocolate chip.
yeah, and it won't taste the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, how do you?
See, I would still try it on every house. And then, of course, if it doesn't work after 2 weeks, I would probably bring it down to, whatever, 6%, 5%, But I would still try it on every house, because you just never know. So anyway, so that's what he's saying. Just make sure that whoever you work with, they have the necessary funds and they're ready to go with all of it. Let's see. So he's just saying that if you have, homes at 2.5% on a 5% listing, right? That's probably what you're gonna get. Those are the results, and it takes 6 months to sell. The seller thinks you're an average and forgets your name. So now, if you do the 7%, right, offering 4% buy side, then buyers agents are gonna go crazy, create a bidding war, and it pays for itself, right? So here he's just saying what, right? So creates a bidding war, pushes the price up, pushes the equity up, raises the comps in the area, sells quickly, and the seller's net is higher than what they originally were thinking, right? Compared to a 5% listing. So it really pays for itself. Where am I at here? Okay, and this is just the extreme. So this, what they were saying is offering a percentage above the 4% to the selling side, which again I thought was a little kind of like it's the same thing as what they were saying earlier, giving yourself an override. But I think that would work more probably in the market that we just got out of, where we had overbids. So, but anyways, it's still good ideas, but I'm sticking more to the 7% based on that. But yeah, he's just saying that commission's basically driving it. And I'm sorry, there was a video there. But okay, another thing that I told you guys in the past is I list properties on Tuesday, no showings till Saturday. So kind of they had the same thing here where they list on a Wednesday, no showings. and then they do their showings Saturday at noon. And he's saying this is the kind of buzz you're going to create by offering that 4% commission. So pretty much that was it. I have those spreadsheets if you guys want them. I think they're really good and really easy to read. And I mean, they're already prepared. So you just pop in the number and then it does it all for you. So if you want one of those, let me know.